All right, so first I would like to start with since April 7th, 2019, Julie Garland and Evelyn Feliciano, she realized that my father was Donald J. Trump and not Robert F. Kennedy, Que a 7 de abril de 2019, Evelyn se fijó a las 7:02 de la noche que yo no soy el hijo de Roberto, que soy el hijo de Donald Trump, el presidente. Y aquí lo que pasa con Evelyn y Richie, que le encanta, ellos le encanta vacilar con mi vida. El vacilón que me tiene con mi vida, y la vida no es un vacilón, y con la vida no se juega. Yo te digo la verdad, que la vida no se juega. El vacilón que me tienen esos dos cabrones. And trust me, they think it's funny, Toto. They think it's funny, Toto. Your tragedy. Dios está por levantar en menos de 30 horas. Y va a jastrar con esos dos animales que se creen que es funny. And I want to talk about these Denomic tattoos, Kamala's transgender, so they weren't effective for her. She was not demonic, She's not demonic. What happened with these tattoos? How these men get these demonic tattoos? The problem is that they get high and they have sex, and they talk about getting tattoos, when they get high and that only that drug, on crystal methamphetamine, they on crystal or ice or teen or whatever they call it, they talk about getting tattoos together. So what happened with Tony? His first tattoo was at 22 years old, and his second was at 27. The problem with him that they give it's foreplay, and that foreplay turned into going to a tattoo parlor high or tattoo artist that they know coming to them, and then he asked the other guy that he has to choose the tattoo for him, and he's very dominant and possessive, so he wanted to choose his own tattoo too, and instead of letting the other guy choose his tattoo, he chose his own tattoo. When you choose your own tattoo in that foreplay, it's a demonic tattoo, it only happens in gay men, these are tattoos that say hazardous or caution or what are those things where you throw the needles and those little needle things, the red containers, those kind of warning signs and stuff, and crosses, like devil crosses, and the problem with that is like you say you do the foreplay, but you don't get the tattoo, and you say, oh no, we get them after after we're done with sex, because you're never gonna get it, and those are good people, but he chose his own tattoo, and the two partners that he didn't get tattoos, that's and then he started his ministry at 47 years old. He started his ministry, 32, 40, 20 years after his last tattoo, and that says a lot about him, Um, I have a little paper with a lot of information here. Since the 22, they've been doing refills on Starbucks, and you must buy something, and I witnessed this firsthand today, since I'm the sole proprietor, me and my family of Starbucks, nobody else. There's been 27 beatings to employees in New York City. The cops have been called 115 times, more than 150, no, 115 times so far. The policemen are not used to throw people out. They have more important things to do in New York, in the state of New York and the city of New York, than coming to Starbucks and saying that this person hasn't purchased something. The cops are anyone who calls the cops to Starbucks will be fired and terminated, or we will call the cops for you and you have to leave Starbucks. The refills, there's all watered down coffee. It doesn't give me a high anymore. It doesn't give me the cafe. It's no caffeine there. I tried the coffee today and the coffee is not the same anymore. So I don't like this refill thing, because we're not a diner. We're not the TikTok diner, or we're not the Mark Twain diner, the Westfield diner, the IHOP or the Denny with watered down coffee. This is not going to work for us, this policy. I'm just going to tell my grandmother now, but she let it slide. This is not working for us.